Welcome back guys. In this video I will be reviewing Gamesir X2 Type-C mobile gaming controller. Now it's not a review unit. I purchased it from Flipkart India for around rupees 4,480. That's roughly around $60 US. In this video I will be comparing it with Microsoft Xbox One controller. Now this is the same controller that is required to run the controversial XNS Switch Android emulator. XNS is running on stolen code from Yuzu emulator. So I don't recommend you using that emulator. That's a different thing. I will be primarily using it for playing cloud games. Its OTG connection should be useful in minimizing the latency that occurs in wireless controllers. So these are the features. The gamepad has micro switch buttons. These buttons have a lifespan of 3 million strokes. Soft rubber grip, supports Android phones with a maximum length of 173 mm. The gamepad can be extended horizontally and we need to place our mobile phone at the center. Connect the Type-C plug of the gamepad to the Type-C port of our mobile phone. The gamepad does not have any built-in battery. It will be drawing power from our mobile phone. You can see the power draw. It's on the lower side, around 2 mA. Let's unbox the gamepad. So we have this cool case. So inside the case, first we have this accessory box. I'll just place it aside. There is a strap holding the gamepad in the case. So I'll just remove the gamepad now. Yeah, this is a gamepad. This is the Type-C plug. And you can see it can extend like this. The body is entirely plastic. Here we have rubber padding. And here as well. The top side of a mobile phone will be in contact with this surface. So good to see this rubber padding. As you can see, the D-pad buttons are joined. So this is the 2021 version of the gamepad. In its 2020 version, the D-pad buttons are separated. Now let me just press the keys. They are not wobbling. Plastic buttons. They are not noisy as well. Now these are the shoulder buttons. They have a clicky sound, just like pressing of the mouse buttons. Then we have the trigger buttons L2 and R2. Clicky feedback again. They are not analog, they are digital buttons. Now guys, just check out the layout of X, Y, A and B keys on Gamesir X2 controller. This layout corresponds with Switch controller. As compared to Xbox One controller, X and Y buttons are swapped. Same thing for A and B buttons. So this is the start key. Then we have the home button and this is the screenshot button. Using this we can take a screenshot on our mobile phone, and this is the Gamesir button. We can use it as the select key. It is also used to swap the modes of the controller. I will be covering this in the later part of the video. At the bottom we have this Type-C port. You can use the Type-C port to charge your mobile phone when it is connected to the gamepad. Now at the back side we have this matte finish to provide a better grip. It works very nicely. The gamepad does feel sturdy in the hand. Flex is minimal, as you can see. And let me just quickly open the accessory box. So we have the manual, some stickers. Okay, so 4 thumb grips have been provided. I'll just install 2 of them. Yeah, so now I have installed the thumb grips. They are of good quality. They will prevent the wearing down of the sticks of the controller. Now guys, as you can see, this Type-C port is flexible. Maximum bend angle is 51 degree. This makes the insertion and removal of a mobile phone easier. Now I'll connect my Mi 11X with the gamepad. So first I'll connect the Type-C port of my mobile phone with the Type-C plug of the gamepad like this. And that's it. Now we need to stretch the gamepad. Worked very nicely, and you can see the blue LED light was blinking. Now it's stable. When it is stable, it means the controller is ready to use. When it is blinking, this means the controller is in the process of connecting. Now the blue light indicates that the gamepad can be used as an Android controller. It can also be used with XNS Switch Android emulator. This gamepad only supports Android HID input mode. It does not support X input mode. This means that when you use this gamepad with an Android game that supports Xbox controller by default, the gamepad won't be detected. For example, Call of Duty Mobile supports Xbox controllers, but that game does not detect this gamepad by default. We can still use the gamepad with Call of Duty Mobile and other Android games that don't support controllers by using Gamesir World app. You can download this app from Play Store. It is free. Using this Android app, we can configure the controller, map its keys and also update its firmware. Let me just show you the separation between our mobile phone and the gamepad. You can see there is some gap. This helps in the dissipation of heat. And this is the USB Type-C port. Only charging was possible through this port. I even connected it to my PC. I was not able to access the storage of my mobile phone. Now I'll be removing my mobile phone. That's it. So guys, I tried connecting my ROG Phone 5 with the gamepad. I was not able to fit it inside the gamepad, and you can see the Type-C port of ROG Phone 5 is not at the center, it is at its side. So it was looking very unnatural. I mean, you have to insert the phone like this. Trying to connect ROG Phone 5 with the gamepad forcefully can break your gamepad, so I would not recommend doing this. I have a solution for this. You can use this Type-C extension cable. As you can see, Type-C port, and this is the Type-C plug. Just connect this Type-C port here. Now you can connect this cable to your ROG Phone 5 or any other Android device that is too big for the gamepad. Yeah, you can see light has lit up and this prompt is showing up. Allow Gamesir to access Gamesir X2 Type-C. Tap on OK. That worked. Not only for ROG Phone 5, this even works for a tab. I have a tab with a 10-inch display. I'll just connect it. You can see connecting. Now the light is stable, and as you can see, our controller is working. Now I'll show you how to use the Gamesir World app in order to configure the gamepad. I'll just connect Mi 11X to it. Just tap on OK here. Just open Play Store and type Gamesir. This is the app that you need to download. Tap on open. So here it is showing how to switch between the two modes of the gamepad. When the light is blue, ready to play AGNS emulator, you can see blue light. This is the same thing for Android controller. Now when the light is green, ready to play Gamesir World. This is the mode in which we can map the keys of our gamepad with the controls of any Android game. So in order to switch, we need to press the G plus home button together. Let me show you this. The select button here is the G button and this is the home button. So in order to switch, I need to press both of them simultaneously. So I'll just press them. Observe the LED color. As you can see, it switched. OK. In this mode, it won't work as an Android controller. In order to use it with any game, you need to map the controls of the gamepad with the controls of the game. I'll just remove these thumb grips. Configuration for these games is available. Let me just expand them. As you can see, a lot of games are supported. Now in order to update the firmware of your gamepad, just tap on play game here. Then tap on firmware upgrade. It's looking for the update. Firmware is up to date. You can see the version here. I'll go back. You can test all of the buttons of the gamepad by launching this gamepad test. Yeah, I'll test all of the keys here. As you can see, yeah, this one is the screenshot key, D-pad buttons. Now guys, let me do the Deadzone test for the right analog stick. So as you can see, when I slightly move the right analog stick, no movement is detected. There is a small amount of deadzone around the stick. Yeah, now it's detected. And let me try to draw a circle. I am struggling a bit to draw a circle. Yeah, Diagonal movement is a bit difficult. Back to the Gamesir World app, you can change the key layout setting from here. You can see by default switch layout is selected. You can switch to the Xbox layout if you want. Now I tried using this gamepad with Microsoft's Xcloud cloud game streaming service. The layout changed to Xbox by itself. I was not required to manually change it. But when I used the gamepad with GeForce Now Cloud Gaming, the layout did not switch by itself. It was still the switch layout. I had to manually switch to Xbox layout. Whenever I am using the gamepad to run any Android emulators like Dolphin or Ether SS2, I switch to the Xbox layout. You can still use the switch layout, then you have to manually map the keys of the gamepad with emulators controllers. Now I'll be showing you how to use the Keymapper. In order to use this gamepad with any game that does not support a controller, first we need to add the game in this library. Just tap on add a game if it's not available here. From here just find the game, select and add it. To remove any game, just press and hold it. So I'll just run Call of Duty Mobile. So I open the custom layout. Now let me show you how to use the Gamesir Keymapper. To access it, just tap on this controller icon here. You can use this app to manually map the keys, or you can just download a ready-made configuration. So let me just download a ready-made configuration. Just tap on layout here. Yeah, as you can see, X2 official. This configuration is for some OnePlus phone. Let me just load it. Yeah, you can see the virtual controls. Now let me just use it. Now guys, there is a chance that the virtual keys of the gamepad will not be properly aligned with the virtual controls of the game, as you can see, but you can just drag and drop them. First let me just change this. You can reduce the size of the left analog stick. Same thing for the right analog stick. And let me just align these keys. Shoot by pressing the R1 key. For accessing the scope, I'll just place the L1 key over it. So it's fairly simple. If you want to delete any virtual key, just tap on the bin icon here. Now I'll be creating my own custom mapping. I won't be using this preloaded configuration. So just tap on adjust here. I'll clear all of these keys. Tap on reset. OK. Now first I'll assign the left analog stick of my gamepad to the virtual left analog stick of the game. Drag and drop it. Now I'll use the right analog stick of my gamepad to look around. So I'll just drag and drop it here. Adjust its size. Tap on adjust again. Time to map the individual keys. In order to shoot, I'll just use the R1 key. So I'll just drag and drop this virtual key, question mark. I'll place it over here. Shoot virtual key of the game. Now I need to press the key R1. It has been assigned. For scope, I'll use the L1 key. So I'll place it over scope. Now I'll press the L1 key. That worked. So this is how you can map the individual controls. Reload. I press the Y key. Crouch. I'll press the A key. This is just a basic configuration. Now we should be able to play the game. I'll map a few controls to the D-pad buttons. Now guys, let me just remind you again, this is an unofficial third-party app. In some competitive games, there is a chance that your account may get banned for using this app. Use it at your own risk. Now let me just save this basic configuration. Tap on the X key. Save to accessory. Now if you want to hide the virtual gamepad keys, it is also possible. Just tap on the gamepad icon again. Then tap on advanced. Then go to general settings. Here is the button transparency. You can see it is set to 100%. You can reduce it to 0. Now let me just show you this. Our gamepad virtual keys are gone. Let's start the game. Here the game has started. Okay, let me just move the right analog stick. You can see there is some small amount of dead zone. Movement of the right analog stick is not registered here. Yeah, now it is registered. Same thing for the left analog stick.
We tied for the lead. Lost the lead. Sniper! Get down! Sniper!
Now guys, this is something you should be knowing before using the Gamesir World Android app. This application keeps running in the background. My mobile phone is not even connected to the gamepad. To make things worse, this application drains a lot of battery. As you can see, ROG Phone 5's battery draining app was recommending me to close the Gamesir World app in order to save some battery. The app also requires access to a location. Now if you use the app to change the layout of the controller, the setting is saved to the controller itself. You don't need the app to be running all the time. Now guys, I will be comparing the dead zones around the left analog sticks of both Gamesir X2 controller and Xbox One controller. This is the analog stick calibration test in PPSS PPM later. I will be moving the left analog stick in different directions. Just observe the raw input. First I'll move the left analog stick in the left direction. I'll move it slightly. You can see no input is detected. I'll move it again. And now the input is detected. Reset. I'll move it in the forward direction now. No input is detected. Now the input is detected. Reset. I'll move it in the right direction now. No input is detected. Yeah, now the input is detected. Okay, so it seems dead zone on the right side is on the lower side. Now I'll move it in the downward direction. No input is detected. Now the input is detected. Now I'll be drawing a circle. I'm struggling to draw a curve at the corners. Yeah. The left analog stick is a bit stiff. It's a new controller after all. Still I managed to draw a circle. Struggle here again. Now let me just perform the same test on Xbox One controller. I'll move the left analog stick in the left direction now. And you can see input was detected. Now I'll move it in the right direction. Yep, it was detected. Even the slightest of the movement is detected. Now I'll move it in the downward direction. Detected again. Now I'll try to draw a circle. Yeah, I managed to draw a curve through the corners. So the Xbox One controller won this round easily. So guys, now I will be showing you some gameplays using the gamepad. So guys, now I am trying out Xcloud cloud game streaming service running Mortal Kombat 11. Yeah, check out the input response. Very responsive controls. A key. Oh my god.
Too slow.
I forgot to mention that this service is still not available in my country, that is India. Still the controls are very responsive. So I started Assassin's Creed Valhalla using GeForce now. It detected the gamepad worked by default. Unfortunately, this service is also not available in my country, that is India. So there will be some small input lag. Let's do the input response test. Not bad, not bad. I am impressed by its cloud gaming performance. Check out AWA's movement. Okay, crouch by pressing the B key. Let me just look around. I'm impressed. Now there is a small dead zone, as you can see. So not the ideal controller for playing FPS games. Now guys, it is time to conclude the video. The gamepad itself is good. Buttons are of good quality. They don't wobble. Durability is also good. It's plug and play. I did not notice any input lag in offline games. Even in my cloud gameplays, the input lag was minimal. It barely consumes any battery from a mobile phone. Now Gamesir World app is a bit annoying. It requires a location permission, keeps running in the background all the time and drains battery. Another thing to mention here is that it does not have any Bluetooth connectivity support. There is a different version of this gamepad that supports Bluetooth only. It does not have this Type-C plug. There are some dead zones around both of the analog sticks. You need to get used to them if you want to play any FPS games using this gamepad. The trigger buttons in this gamepad are digital, not analog. In my opinion, do not pay anything over $60 for this gamepad. When it comes to real world performance, I did not notice a big difference between Xbox One controller and Gamesir X2 controller. There was barely any dead zone around the left analog stick of Xbox One controller, unlike the Gamesir X2 controller. So if you already own a wireless Xbox One controller and want to use it to play mobile games, I would just recommend you to buy a mobile clip. I won't be recommending you this controller, Gamesir X2. But then again, if you want to use the controversial against Switch Android emulator, you have no other choice than going with this Gamesir X2 gamepad. So guys, I'll end the video here. I hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.